So they end up going back into the sewers. They the whole thing is like if they believe they can kill Pennywise, they do. So Silver doesn't actually kill Pennywise, but because they believe Silver can
that's why
it hurts them.
But that's why they say you're not real, you're not real, you're not real. Like when he's digging the graves, and he goes to visit Georgie's grave, and he's like, "You're not real. You're."
And when they're holding hands, and then the wolf comes up behind Richie,
because I looked at when they watched. I Was a Teenage Werewolf. That's kind of like Richie kept seeing the teeth, like the werewolf teeth that also Pennywise had, and so that was the thing he was scared of, was like a werewolf. So like that's why when the paw comes up, he's like,
Yeah.
I really loved that movie scene. I thought that was the most innocent, fun part of the movie of them like finally bonded. They're out at a matinee.
Well, they're out in public. They're not hiding in a swamp in a tunnel.
It was like Americans after 9/11. Yeah. We weren't hiding. We were out living our lives.
We were unified.
If you hide, then the clown wins.
Bono was out there with a fucking American flag coat. Just intro in a Steelers game or whatever. So they all come. So they kill. They don't kill Pennywise. They render him scaryless, I guess. Like he disappears.
But what does it ever get explained why it's 30 years he goes away?
I don't know.
No,
it's
like
just every 37 years or something.
I think it was like every 30 years he comes back.
Interesting.
To prey on the innocent lives, knowing that those kids have now grown
children.
up.
Yes.
I mean, Iraq was like 30 years after Vietnam, right? Maybe that.
Oh, good God.
Oh, I just wanted to point out how Pennywise kind of went down to like a Mario sort of warp pipe.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
That's the only reason it can't get that scary, because he's still a clown.
Yeah, he was with the drooling and stuff in the It movie. The drooling.
Yeah,
I really like Tim Curry because he like would switch accents.
Yeah, he goes back and forth between like being old timey to like then being very theatrical.
Yeah, and I liked how eventually you see that the blood and stuff can only be seen by
the kids.
Yeah, like in the library and everything.
Yeah.
And the daughter when she sees it in the sink, and then she has to say a spider.
Oh yeah, and the guy and the dad with the blood on the hands
touching her, and then she was molested.
Woo! Some good stuff.
That's such an 80s way of like saying like a child was molested, like a gentle touch from an
It was
adult.
also very funny when you said getting molested, and Dan goes, "That's some good stuff." That was the perfect
we all
timing.
think Dan was molested as a child. That's another episode.
it's
I
like
bet your bottom dollar.
It's like a Sixth Sense thing where I realize I'm the hot dog guy the whole time. But anyway, they all agree to come back to Derry, so that's when Mike calls everybody, except for Stanley, who's the one guy who doesn't agree. My wife pointed this out. He's the one guy who doesn't agree to come back 30 years later, and because of that, he kills himself.
Interesting. And also, he's the only one.
How's that for
go,
stupid, Ian? You fucking asshole.
Yeah, you fucking piece of shit. Coming here calling my wife stupid in front of
insulting
the
crew. Tunnels outside of my home.
Anyway, so we come back, like, Eddie goes back to the pharmacy where he was dealing with his Munchausen syndrome. You brought up Beverly going back to her old house. We see, like, there's a really weird moment, like, where, what's his name, is Bill and Mike are just on a bicycle recreating Butch Cassidy in the Sundance.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is that moment?
They do the thing where he uses his suit coat as a, like, underlay bull charger.
Yeah.
With his little ponytail flapping in the wind.
I hate that ponytail.
They come back. They basically, first they're attacked by Henry Bowers, who's released from the mental institution by Pennywise.
And that was haunting because he was the only one affected by his own mind.
Yep.
Yeah, and he sees the moon that turns into Pennywise. So he
killed them all.
So he stabs Mike when he comes back, and then they end up killing Henry Bowers. They don't. I don't think they called the cops for it. They were just like, all right, he's dead.
Eye for an eye.
Who survives? Mike goes to jail for the rest of it. He survives.
Wait, who
Mike
goes to jail?
doesn't-
Mike
I'm
doesn't
sorry,
go to
hospital.
jail.
Sorry, he goes to the
Yeah.
hospital.
I was like, wait
Just
a
thinking of
minute.
institutions. Racist. Yeah.
Mike's like, I was stabbed.
I
Like,
was
shut
to
up.
put him in jail.
He's killing those kids.
Yeah.
Like, he's got like the knife sticking out of him.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably him.
Coke all over his face.
They go into the sewer with these stupid ass weapons. They have like a slingshot. And at this point, Pennywise has turned into this goofy ass spider. This is the worst part of it.
Yeah, that was very 80s.
Yeah,
special
and it was
effects.
like he was like cross-eyed. That was the
Yeah.
thing that was the worst about it. Like, I can't fucking take anybody who's cross-eyed seriously, let alone like the devil.
Yeah.
Like, if the devil appeared to you when you were cross-eyed, you'd be like, oh, well, this isn't the real devil. And then they literally tear him apart, like, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. They like tear out his heart. He does end up killing Eddie.
Oh, you know what I noticed? In the Chinese restaurant, the
Yeah.
woman that comes to the table is the same woman from Happy Gilmore that he talks to over the intercom, and she's like, "You don't want breakfast?" That's the same
Oh,
woman.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, the Chinese restaurant is like a favorite. Is
Fun
like
when they
it's-
open all the.
They have fun, and then like
Eyeball.
Pennywise turns the
Yeah.
food into,
The
which
fortune
honestly
cookies.
could have just been Chinese food. We don't know, depending on the place, depending on the star rating.
Like, oh my God, it's a haunted eye. Oh no, it's just one of their fish that they eat.
It's the cook's eye that came out. His
Yeah.
glass eye.
And at the very end of it, after they kill Pennywise, Bill is bicycling through the street with Audra on his like, which is like it seems like if you have a comatose woman to put him like on your
I
lap
think you
bicycling.
skipped that whole part, though. That's important to know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Audra. I thought I did a very good job at every
You
once in a
did.
while.
You did.
know,
I'll be
got,
taking
You got to
that
have an
over.
error.
That's why you guys work well.
Yeah,
know?
exactly. You know,
Yeah.
as our first episode.
Yeah.
But Audra,
Yes.
Audra comes to find.
She's kind of like Bill, and you're kind of like Audra because
You're in a
basically
coma.
brain dead.
She's now Ian's working overtime to be like, your wife's smart. Your wife's smart. Your wife's smart.
I want to be cast in things.
Yeah, but- yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a cancer.
I haven't-
director. God, you're a gorgeous, smart lady.
You're going on that
Yeah.
higher list. I'm telling
You were about to go in for one of Sandusky's first victims. In this thing. By the
I
way,
was
that
going
shower
method
scene is
for
very
years.
Sandusky when Eddie is in the
and
shower.
the things come out. Yeah.
Which was going to come in and diddle. But
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.